So please, dear children, watch. The question is on the screen. All of you, please attempt this question. Wrap to input any number and check if it is divisible by both 5 and 7. So children, here the word which is both 5 and 7 means that you have to use logical operators here. So you have to use logical operator. So I'm just going to do that. For this, I have made a class divisible, divisible, and here it is main method, and after that we have declared one variable. We need to take scanner class, and we have imported this package also that is useful for scanner class. We need to import this package java.util.scanner. Actually, .scanner is the class and java.util is a package. Enter number. So we have entered this number, and now here if num mod 5 is 0, which means the number is divisible by 5, and at the same time means we need to use logical operator which is logical and here we have to write if num mod 7 is 0. If it is the case, then here it is divisible by both 5 and 7. This is what we needed to write, and here else, and if this condition is false, then here we will write not divisible, not divisible. So children, let us execute this. Let us execute this. And now here, children, suppose the number is 35. The number is divisible by both 5 and 7. And if the number is suppose 47, it is not divisible. And in some cases, the number is only divisible by 5. So suppose you input 15, it is not divisible. It is divisible by 5, but it is not divisible by 7. I hope you people have understood. Any doubt, children? Class 8? Any doubt? Okay. Okay, now one more question we are going to do. Okay, so children, here I'm just going to input the children. I have taught if and else if or not. If and else if has been taught or not. Okay. Else is only if and else has been taught. Okay. So children, I'm just going to write the syntax of if and else if. So if condition and this condition is true, then this block will get executed, and if this condition is false, then another set of condition is there, and if this condition is true, then this block will get executed, and if both the conditions are false, then this else part will get executed. Children, sometimes we have multiple conditions to be tested, and at a time only one condition will be true. So if this very first condition is true, then this block will get executed. If this condition is false, then the second condition will be checked, and if it is true, then this block will get executed. If both the conditions are false, then else block will get executed. And here the best thing is that we can place multiple conditions, right? So now I'm just giving you one program. and that is write a program to input a number and check if it is a single digit number, double digit number, triple digit number, or multiple digit number. So we have to see this. We have to check if it is a single digit number, double digit number, triple digit or multiple digit number. So it simply means, children, for checking the number with multiple digits, we have to put multiple conditions and only one condition will be true at a time. So here, children, suppose we have got a number and now we have to check if the number is less than 10. I am ignoring all the negative numbers. Here simply I am just checking if the number is less than 10. So I wish that user or programmer will input only a positive integer. In that case, what will happen? If the number is less than 10, means up to 9, then it is a single digit number. So children, suppose user enters, here we have not taken the number, that's why it is showing ss.nextInt. Here suppose you have entered the number, suppose 23, nothing will be displayed on the screen because 23 is not a single digit number. But if you have entered 5, the output will be single digit number. So when you entered the value 5, this 5 is less than 10. That's why this block got executed. And when you entered earlier 23, so this block will not get executed because this condition is false and rest of the conditions in the program are missing. That's why nothing got displayed on the screen. Okay, now I am going to place the second condition. In the second, I am just writing if number is less than 100. So children, when you write else if, so the condition associated with else if will be tested only when this condition was false. Suppose you entered 5. In that case, this block will get executed, but this part will not be checked. But if you input the value which is more than 5 or more than 9, then this condition is false, then only control will come down to check the second condition. So let us see that. So here now I am just going to check. Children, suppose you entered 5 as 2, then the else if part is not tested. But if you input suppose 11, then that else if part got tested because the number is not less than 10, which is 11. If the condition was false, then the control actually came down to check the second condition. When this condition was false, then control came here to check this condition. And after that, when the condition was true, then this block got executed. Children, these are the blocks. This is if block and this is else if block. And what is a block? A block is a group of 0 or more statements within balanced braces. Children, next one is if the number is less than 1000. So this condition will be tested only when both these conditions are false, because I am just writing else if. Control will first check this condition. If it is false, then it will reach the second condition of else if. If it is also false, then only it will check this condition. And if this condition is true, then this block will get executed. So let us put some statements inside. Here I have written triple digit. Suppose children, the number is 123. So you can see that the first two blocks are not got executed. This was not executed and this was not executed because these two conditions are false. Control reached here on the third condition and realized that this condition is true. That's why this block got executed. So children, in case if you have entered a multiple digit number, so it means it will go to the else block, and else block, in else block you have to write multiple digit. Now let us execute this. You have entered 1, it is a single digit number. You have entered 12, it is a double digit number. You have entered 456, which is a triple digit number. And here when you entered this 1, 2, 3, 4, it is a multiple digit number. So dear children, in this program we are using if and else if, and again I am just going to explain this part. Listen children, in if and else if we can place multiple conditions. So we have selected few conditions. Condition number 1, when the number is less than 10. Condition number 2, when the number is less than 100. Condition number 3, when the number is less than 100, and else part when all these conditions are not there. So children, if and else if, yes, ask. Ask. Because this is the part of the syntax. If, else if, else if. You can place multiple conditions here. Like these are the conditions which you are aware, which you know. But else means anything other than these conditions. If anything other than these conditions situation is, then else part will get executed. And else part simply means when none of the condition is true, then else will get executed. Okay, so first condition is, listen children, control will check the second condition only when this first condition is false. And if first condition is true, the rest of the conditions will not get executed. Only first block will get executed. Suppose the first condition is true and you have entered 7, then this block will get executed and rest of the part will not get executed. And in case when first condition is not true, then control will reach to test the second condition. If second is true, then this block will executed, rest of the part will be bypassed by the compiler. The control is not going to check. And in case if this condition is false, this is also false, then control will check the third one. And if this third condition is true, then this part will get executed, rest of the part will be bypassed. It will not even tested. And in case if this condition is false, this is also false, this is also false, then definitely else part will get executed. For else we need not to put any condition. Else means if none of the conditions are true, then that part will get executed. If you have still any problem, then ask. Children, please ask. Any problem? Okay, now one more question. One more question I am going to do with this. Now children, here you need to input the marks of the 3 subjects. and you need to print the grade. And here the slab for that I am just telling you. Enter the marks of 3 subjects and print the grade by considering following the following assumption. Yes, yes, beta, it is very much there. Now I think it is visible. Visible or not? Okay, now enter the, no need to shout please. And please focus and mute yourself. Enter the marks of the 3 subjects and print the grade by considering the following assumptions. And grade, before grade you have to find out the average. And that is subject 1 plus subject 2 plus subject 3 upon 3. So if average is less than or equals to 60, less than 60, the student failed. And if average is more than or equals to 60 and average is less than 70, then what is the grade? Grade C. Greater than or equals to 70 and average is less than 80, grade B. Greater than or equals to 80 and average is less than 90, grade A. Greater than 90, greater than or equals to 90, grade A plus. This is what these are the assumptions. Children, I request all of you to mute yourself because I don't want any disturbance. So you all can hear me even if you have muted yourself. So now this is how you have to find out the average, and these are the conditions. And remember, at a time only one condition will be true. So this is what we have to do. And now I am going to write the program. So children, here what we need to declare few variables. And the first variable is double subject 1. And this is, yes, definitely in your school notebook. And here subject 3. Beta, somebody has not muted. Please mute yourself. Okay. Now I have got these 3 variables and the average. Now here what I need to do, enter marks of 3 subjects. So here subject 1 is next double, subject 2 is this one, and subject 3 is this one. And after that you need to find out the average, and that is subject 1 plus subject 2 plus subject 3 upon 3. This is what we have to do. We have calculated the average, and now we have to place the conditions within it. So the very first condition, if average is less than 60, if it beta, it is presenting everything. Okay, wait. Okay. I hope screen is visible to everybody. Okay, now, so if this is the case, then this block will get executed, and here we will type student failed. If the first condition is true, then the rest of the conditions which I will be writing later on will be bypassed. Else if that condition, if average is less than 60 is false, then here second condition will be tested, and that is if it is less than 70. If it is less than 70, then the second message we need to write, and that is grade C. If these two conditions are false, then the third condition will appear, which is less than or equals to 80. And here I need to write, and that is grade B. And if this condition is, if all these three conditions are false, then you need to write if average is less than 90. And then here in this case, you need to write grade A. And if all the above conditions are false, then it is grade A plus. So if you have any doubt, then ask. Children, this is the very first condition, and very first block will get executed when the average is less than 60. The second block will executed this one when the first condition was false and average marks are less than 70 but more than or equals to 60, then this part will get executed, and in this case the grade C will be on the screen. Now here the third one, if these two above conditions are false, then this third block will get executed. It means if average is greater than or equals to 70, but at the same time if average is less than or equals to less than 80, then this grade B will happen. And if the top three conditions are false, then this fourth condition will be tested, which is average is less than 90, but remember it is greater than or equals to 80, then only this condition is true. Because control will reach this place only when this is false, this is false, this is false, then this will be tested, and if it is true, then only grade A will be printed. If all these above conditions are false, if all these conditions are false, all these, it simply means else block will get executed, printing the grade A plus. So if you people have any doubt, then ask. Children, any doubt? Okay, so I'm just going to execute this. Please see that. So children, here suppose the subject marks are 67, 76 and 89. It is grade B. And better if we print the average here also, so that you can check. Average is, that is AVG. Okay. Now just execute this. Children, suppose the marks are 67, 76 and 86, 87, the average is 76, and if you consider the slab here, so it is 76, and 76 is greater than or equals to 70. This range is true, that's why grade B is on the screen. Check one more. Suppose the marks are 56, 96 and 99. Average is 84, and that's why it is grade A. You see that the average, if the average is greater than or equals to 80, this condition is true. One more. One more. And that is, suppose it is 99, 98 and 97. The average is 98. That's why grade A plus is there. The else part, this part. Because here the average is greater than or equals to 90. Any doubt, children? Any doubt? Oh, okay. Children, here in any problem with this condition, I was just checking. Children, one more thing I would like to tell you. Suppose the average is 60. What will happen? This condition will be false because the condition is average is less than 60 and you have got the average 60, 60, exact 60. What will happen? Control will come to check this and control will realize that average is less than 70. If it is less than 70, it is 60, it is this condition was false, it came here to check this is true, that's why this block got executed. Any problem? Any problem, children? I'm just telling you that if this given condition is false, then control will reach to check this. If this is false, then control will reach to check this. If this is also false, then control will reach to check this. And if all the conditions are false, then only the else part, else block will get executed. And here one more thing, you can write the conditions like this also. Average is greater than or equals to 60. And this is also you can write, but we don't need to write. This is also we can write. Here you can write if it is greater than or equals to 70 and average. Average is greater than or equals to 70 because less than 70 is covered here. Greater than equals to 70 we are going to cover in this block. But we don't need to write that. We don't need to write that. Because we have if you write average is less than 80, the statement which was written here just now and this one both are equivalent. No need to write the expanded form of that expression. I hope it's clear. This one or this one both are same. Here both are same because you are using else if, that's why. But if you are not using else if, then these two statements are different. If you are not using else if, then this statement and this one both are different. But if you are using else if, both are okay, both are equivalent. So children, I hope this is very much clear today how to use else if and else if. And now if you have any query, please ask. Okay, just wait for 1 minute, children. I'm going to provide you the attendance form. Okay, children, in your chat box, I have provided you the link of the attendance form. So please fill that link and mark your attendance here. And those who have any query, just write your query. And after filling the attendance, you can ask your queries. Please ask. Dear children, please ask if you have any query related with if and else and else because in your coming exam else if and else if conditional if will definitely come. Children, in the previous video, any doubt? In the previous video, any doubt? So in a quick review, children, I would like to explain few programs of previous which we have discussed earlier. Suppose here we want to check even number, what to do? Simply sim, simply enter number, and that is if num mod 2 is 0, even, else, odd. Children, one more thing I would like to tell you, that if we want to keep only one single statement within any if condition, you don't need to specify the braces. Here I can put this statement within the opening and closing brace like this. But since only one statement is involved, so no need to put the braces. That is the part of the if only, no need. But you cannot write one more statement like this, because if you write one more statement here, this will generate one error, that else without if. So you can see that Java else without if, this is the error. So only one statement without brace you can keep. If you want to keep more than one statement, you need to specify the braces, and you need to keep those statements within curly braces. Understood? Children, understood or not? Okay. And here if you want to check if the number is negative or positive, so suppose the number is greater than or equals to 0. Okay. So you can see that here if number is greater than or equals to positive 0, then it is positive and it is negative. Suppose you have entered 45, it is positive. So like this you can. Again I am repeating. Wait. If you want to keep only one single statement within if, you need not to specify the braces. Yes, ask. Second question, okay, wait. The second question is the math max function is to find the largest of two numbers only. On it is in that case we have to use like this: math dot max 2 comma math dot max 3 comma 4. This is the syntax. But math dot max can receive only two parameters, and if we want to pass three numbers, we have to write like this. And the third one is see the third one. The third one is for checking conditions in a program. We need to use conditional statements. Conditional statement means if and else. Conditional statements if and else. And how many bytes consumes integer data type in memory? 4 bytes. 4 bytes. 4 bytes. Got it? Uh, uh, children, okay. Any problem with the previous videos? Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to end this session.